much land taking, too much manipulating. Too much you can, but you shaking. Too much of a friend, yeah, you stuck for Nathan. Complain too much instigating, too much insinuating. You too much of an Asian. Celebrities too, heavenly bodies that you stargazing. Dilated peoples, stark amazement. Top chart chasing, your heart racing. Spellbound, too much dark sayings. Am I? Sharing too much of my paint can graffiti art. Spraying too much to spark in the dark basement day. Breaking too much, these mobs operate through too much ego, way too much for me, yo. Now with all the fake check-ins, either you from the soil or you're not. And this ain't even a half. They displace you engine, replace you engine, erase you through paper. Genocide engine, last session agreements, a fake space. Few engine change, days to purposely misplace you engine. X shouting, tax you on your own. Land engine, you a child, not a grown woman, a grown man engine. In fact, you black, you that person in all caps on them contracts. Legal fiction, non-living show. Damn engine, how long will you let them debase you, deface you? And engine, no one is coming to save you. A great new world awaits you, engine. They intend to continue to rape and enslave you, bound to a remix of religion. A raven image that reach at the same station. They played you, engine that say unseen hand. You just wait, can't slay you, engine. But it's the return of the ancient ones. We back. Everything they go. Hold fast, let me get that. Now with that, gift rap, not with rhetoric. Chit chat, shit back, go back and forth. On platforms for an itch or scratch. Rich that for a Kit Kat or a Big Mac. Temporary conshipment that don't kiss back. Shit's whack. We here to get our shit back. Restoration of what was overthrown. American engines, old organic gold, that provolone. Home alone, all foreigners gone. Surefire, shoot, Hebrew, Muslim, Mason, Morris, Cornerstone. Fraternal orders up, forest wrong. You've no substantial foundation. Flawless zone. Bottomless pit up, broken promises. Home through landlines or cordless phones. Lines lay lines aligned with constellations. Rocks cry out till the land, till the soul is gone and corn is grown. The war is on. My words wrong. Show. With all forms off the land. That includes all you corporations, all you different nationalities. Anything that isn't American engine, you need to get the fuck off. We ain't playing this time. We're gonna stay exactly what y'all motherfuckers do.
something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean, soul, Caribbean. Yeah. Yes, we did. Bounce to this. I'm just a black man, title, yo, give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, while you're kicking back with sick plans to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you're into that, chillin' with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, or you'll get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the idle cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled brats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah, we need some 3 parts on this, man. I can't carry my boys at chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, I need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you gonna work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it, proud of the man to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is.
I'm gonna start uploading your video.
Into the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew. Heavily into the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled. Remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in the rock, but you got us hot from working on the block. By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is it, private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it, private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media bandit. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more time in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There'd be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felony.
You don't like this guy, there you
Fights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it private? Ancient Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class? Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yes, but we gonna bring the light, yeah.
My family shows them how to cultivate this shit right here.
You know what it is.
It's not French sauce about it. It's Carolina tonight.
I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top, and conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. See, we first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days, and we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine, hopefully to change yours, to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. Is it like that? Is the love out there? Is it like that? Is the love out there? It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. It's death a mistake because somebody lied. And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry that he killed another youth? I truly doubt it, that's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough, we should demand to show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all do? People like seeing that I feel like I'm a slave, maybe slave. Yo, man, you made a serious mistake, man. But how you handle me, homie? Slave to the system. Yeah, sound like a winner right there. Come on, come on. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam, let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this, I know a better way in many, honestly. Wonder why you bash the shit. Your heart's got to be right to make it from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity, we partying all the way. No time to be the victim, we got a call to take. Keep your square and watch God fall the fake. A linebacker reads well before they call the play. Hoping you always say, hoping we always pray. Invest a little bit of time in a taller day. Forget the ball and play. We got stakes in Israel with much more beef than the shaw can say. Now that's the scholar's way.
Much more beef than the shaw. Damn right.
In fact, give them all away. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I
bet a lot of y'all didn't even catch that.
My folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Inside my circles are deep bows and little Urkels, and need no brown types with no remorse if they hurt you. Many out to take you, plotting schemes for your paycheck. And no, I'm not a snitch just because I come and say that. Look, dude, I don't play that. When my boy G-Lo was killed, you know you saw me on the news. If you choose to look way back, so stay back. I'm militant like Osama, intelligent like Obama, and you can ask your mama. No need to wonder, I'm like the 10th one under the commission of the author of life. When I was younger, I would do what a thug would tend to do. And if you got the last lick, quickly remember you. Our lives change, but still things remain the same. Slave masters got these brothers' brains and chains. Yo, I'm feeling your pain. Down and out in life, saying your prayers, but not seeing the change. We in the sin age. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. free, although I may not be with. I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free, although I may not be with. I wanna see my folk free.
Yo, what's going on, PRS? What's up, beloved? What's happening? Y'all might like this. Y'all might like this read. We're gonna read the other books, but I want to read this. I'm gonna do a late night recording. I started it, so I'm gonna edit. I gotta do a little more. Let me Right before we play this. All right. So you know I was Max V. Before that's ToLU'S Z. Right here is our brother Omek, and he blessed me with a nice little donation. Not grand, so don't get it misconstrued. But I was starting to record. I cleared up about, I think about 25 gigabytes. I still got about another 50 or 60 stuff that I'm not going to repost, stuff that I've done. I just get rid of it. I don't hold on to it to reshare. You know, if it's not up here, it's no need. You shouldn't be, recording or making these things anyway. If you can't speak on these things that you share with the knowledge of knowing, then you should just really leave it alone until you, or save it if you have the terabytes or whatever to do so. But yeah, I started recording. I got about 22 minutes in, and I was thinking about adding this video just to give a little more insight. And I said, no, you know what, I'm just going to go on, and it's me reading and stuff like that. And I'll finish up, I think, about 3 more chapters, and not too long. So hopefully it'll be about a 30-minute, you know what I'm saying? And I'll upload that maybe this evening, unless I decide just to come on and read. Because, I give a lot of people props and shout outs, and I appreciate those who are sharing my stuff, because whenever you tag my name, I see it, and it's appreciated. Most people don't want to pay attention or listen. I mean, like I said, you got this one Negro in California who's Moorish or African, whatever, Indian, African, whatever he wants to be, but he thinks he can tell everybody what he is. And then he wants to talk about, he just mentioned hip-hop being made everywhere. First of all, majority of Negroes, 75 to 80% of people are so-called California, which is not even that, are from the East Coast. Since the 60s, 50s and the 60s, like you can't make this up. Even the 80s and the 90s. So I'm so tired with these dumb people based on Ice-T, Ice Cube, and all these Ice-T's. Look, he was an Army Ranger. I mean, like, you can't make this up, y'all. But regardless of that, right? I am so tired of these individuals who think they're the mouthpiece because they did a little YouTube or they posted pictures of them, walking around looking like my Uncle John Amos, like Kunta Kinte or something, which Kunta Kinte ain't got nothing to do with Africa, for those who know. I was arguing this stuff when it first came out, saying Kunta Kinte, that's not even how it's pronounced, is not an African term nor name. But you have these individuals, man, who do the DNA test. They just flavorfully came out to your BlackRock's buying all your DNA samples, and people don't want to listen to nothing, and it's the same ones doing the same thing. And you sit here and you say, you say to yourself, I say to myself, it would be nice to see the absurdity in individuals dissipate. Dry up. It's, people, these individuals who are chemically lobotomized, they show the effeminate side to which should not exist. Don't sit here telling me man has an effeminate. No, they do not. God, you know what? They have confused so many people. It's just unbelievable. You know what I mean? Y'all, I'm straight on my arms, and my arms are sore, bro. I ain't go up to no more than about 25 on the dumbbell curls. I ain't hitting the 30 from 55, man. Them days is over. I mean, I can. I ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sore, y'all. I was thinking about taking another cold shower. I got to go get another hour and a half walk in. The night crew after supper crew. But I just wanted to let y'all know I appreciate you guys, man. Somebody else came back and says they were watching my video saying, because I took a screenshot of the so-called fictional ass warning by the fake ass security team of YouTube. I talk mad shit about them because they ain't worth nothing. And it's not emotions and feelings. That's what they are. They're literally, And he says, man, you ain't do. I said, I know. I said, I already done downloaded and saved. And I actually tagged YouTube so they can see all these videos. And I even put one up with a guy doing guns, and I think it's a Fed. Monetized. And I said, you can't make this stuff up, man. And I guess the little fake-ass Jews are bothered. I will sing fake ass Jews. The day I decide to leave this motherfucker, okay? Because I want to rush things through, and I'm fighting not to because I'm not supposed to, right? I'm going to sit, I'm just going to enjoy it all the way through. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody's got their chance to meet me and actually listen to me talk about things, whether I choose to, specifics or not. And people bypass it because institutionally, I would advise you, if you have an adversary like emotion, don't, because I'm going to deal with it that way. So I would advise that if you can't compartmentalize that and put that away, it's not going to be good for you. I don't give a damn who you think you are. Some people think, like, well, they were out there boxing the Ecuadorians, right? And I went out there and I said, well, I'll take my gloves out to them. And they look, and they stop, and they look, no, because they watch me punching the trees and stuff. Bare knuckle rap and gloves, and they're like, no. They thought I wanted to box them. I was like, no, I'm gonna ref you guys. Seeing how you're having a little discrepancy, man, I'm gonna y'all. I got some mouthpieces. We can boil them, and you can put them in your mouth and fit them, and y'all can really, you know what I'm saying? I got cones. You ain't got to rope nothing up. I'll just make sure you stay within the cones. I'll give you the parameters. I'll throw the 12 by 12, 12 by 12, all the way around. And no red, no Lucifer, no. You ought to say it. It was just beautiful. Anyway, regardless of that, that's not ego. That's just, I know some of you feel like if you came, you would bring this. I don't care. But I would advise you, if you really wanted to learn something, to sit down and have a conversation. And many people have met me, and they would say, no, it's totally different. So there's individuals out here in this world, man, who don't want to accept the reality that they're not functioning at their fullest. Hell, not even 10%. Majority of you, I'm not beating y'all up. I want y'all to think about specificalities and everything that I've discussed and what I've been sharing. If you actually watch and listen and really look at it, I gotta remind myself, regardless of what I saw and what I may have thought I knew and what I've learned, I always knew that I was far from operating at my fullest. Even now, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I get to those places and thinking, and when I'm reading, I do this thing. I unplug the TV. I turn off all electronics. The AC is off because I did it. I turn off my little air purifier, right? And my oxygen maker downstairs. I turn it off because I run that for about 3 hours, where I get oxygen in here, and I actually duct tape the windows and stuff. And I sit back and I make sure that I'm comfortable. I remove my cover. I take my pants off, my socks, okay? I close my eyes, and I think about absolutely nothing. Not saying there's nothing in there functioning. I think. I don't compel myself to look at anything. And then I speak to myself. And I say the things that are paramount, indicative to being something that I need in me, that I need to facilitate. Whether it's heal, stop, remember, throw caution into the wind. I know y'all heard me say that pause thing twice, right? I was actually, no cap. That's gay too. The pause. Don't say that, y'all. That is gay as hell. Like, when did we turn around and everything become gay? So I sit there and tell myself, you don't play a part in that crap. You've heard it. You've seen it. You used to do stand-up comedy. You know how to write jokes, da-da-da. Why is it that I want to consummate a relationship with people doing this stuff and talking about it? I don't. I'm looking at all these comedians and actors. Look, Monroe Flame, right? Sitting there talking with Brother X, or what's his name? Rizza Islam. I really enjoy. I like him. I don't care. I don't care about if you're a Muslim or Christian. I don't mind. Just don't be faking it. Okay? Because I'll call you on it, and I'll slam you in the ground with it. But when you logistically know how to move and you look at everything dynamically and you can express those things, Yeah, so when I was looking at, I saw a post pop up on Instagram, and I was like, why is this popping up when they got all these people like I'm supposed to follow them? I guess blue check people are paying to be seen, and I just ignore, block, and talking about vote Democrat, vote blue, vote, and got the nerve, like this Negro I grew up with, and still in Montclair, New Jersey, Newark, whatever, with Kamala Harris. Talking about vote blue, it's important. They're looking at Agenda 2025. They don't even know the facts behind it. I'm so tired of dumb people. Trump ain't write that crap. And then you got 2030. You have all these agendas, not realizing that there was never agendas talking about it unless there was an agenda at the table talking about business. That shows you that the U.S. is a corporate business. But nobody's even paying attention because they watch CNN. They have to have their coffee and their donut, the sugar and everything else, brush with their fluoride, floss with paraffin type. Yes, paraffin is getting it all up in the blood in their mouth, and they think they're thinking normal. That's the reason why I read what I read earlier. We have to allow ourselves to decompress. Doesn't mean, like when I expressed the story about the eagle at 40 years old, they go high up into the mountains, find a cave somewhere where it's normal for them. It's in their DNA. Every one of them know. To where they remove the plumage first. All right, with the jacked up beak, 40 years with the beak, hunting and diving, hitting the water and animals. And after they remove the plumage, damn near looking like a naked ass African gray parakeet. You know what I'm saying? They actually remove their talons, which are damaged beyond. And they remove their beak. The reason why, they have more life, but if they don't do that, they will die. They will become prey. And so for however long they remain in that cave, and the food that they have ate, because they eat like a bear going to hibernate. They molt. They grow new talons, a new beak, and new plumage. Pressure, just like crabs, lobsters, clams, oysters. You see the rings on clams and oysters and mussels, right? They have to do this molt thing, or they have to grow because they grow. So they have to get all the sediments and breathe the water and get all the right sand and find the right place to go in the dirt and allow their liquids and everything to make a bigger space. And it's pressure. It's not something simple or easy. We have to allow that too. Okay? And most people don't. Okay? And that's the reason why I've been doing what I've been doing. I'm not here to free anybody. I'm not here to make anybody think or feel some kind of way. I know the enemy has done what they've done. Like I started looking at the faces of all the people around me when I was in the institute, or you could say the pulmonary clinic of St. George, Utah Pulmonary Specialty Hospital. And the fact that they kept saying they didn't know what it was, but it was an Ethiopian doctor says, "Oh yeah, you were poisoned." Only brother out of all them foreigners and Hindus and Ogres and people that speak New Finland, you know, obviously the gender, because they knew exactly what they were doing with this mRNA crap. And they kept shooting me up with stuff. When I showed some of that stuff, I saved the bottles. You know, antibiotics and shit that break you down. I don't care what anybody says. They ain't going to tell me nothing. I studied medicine. And then work this weak-ass government official, some rainbow faggot, whatever. Nobody's going to say nothing and control the narrative or say anything. I'd rather be incognito and go gray man out anyway. But for your sake. And I said to myself, so they want to harm us. So you don't know what the problem is, but yet you want to, like I'm in some kind of goddamn WHO experiment? Okay. And that's what I did. You know, it's very funny when you see everything that's going on. And I don't mean funny in a comical way. Funny in a peculiar kind of what's going on way. Okay? That these individuals keep saying and talking like they know what they're talking about, and they don't have the first clue about nothing. When I ask everybody about the cities and this, that, and they don't have no idea. And then you still got idiots talking about woke and wake. Then I say stop doing that. Hell, I've been saying that for a long time. And nobody's listening because you know what? That little grain of rice of information, and there's a big Mahatma bag that's about 20 pounds, that little one grain, and people go crazy. That shows you people legitimately dumb. We don't have to be dumb if we take the time to decompress, to call upon ourselves, to talk to ourselves, to raise our inner light. Hell, if you got linen, put the linen on. If you got silk, put the silk on. Stay away from the satin. If you got cotton, put the cotton on. Men, stop wearing drawers. Women, I say the same thing, unless it's that time, unless you know what I'm saying? And free ball. Let your stuff breathe, man. When you put on them shoes, leave off them damn rayon, acrylic, crayon, whatever, non-cotton, non-hemp, non-linen socks, non-wool socks. Go barefoot. It's the same chemicals getting in your feet anyway, unless you know how to put the right stuff on your feet, because you know the biggest pores are in your feet. Stop allowing yourself to be toxified when they're poisoning everything. I mean, look at it. You already got stuff turning brown. And it ain't because it's triple digits. Some are anal. Look how slow it started. This is manipulation. Look at all the earthquakes and floods nobody's talking about. The media ain't saying nothing. And yet, you got all these foreigners coming here because you have agents telling them, come here, the Negroes there are dumb. They don't even remember who they are. The fake Jews and all of them, come here. Okay? Stop saying the word Jesus. I know some of you retarded. I know some of you broken. I know some of your backs have been whipped to, and you know what I'm saying? Stop saying Jesus. That's not the name. That's not the word. That's not anything. All right? Stop saying things that have nothing to do with the truth, but more relevant to the George Orwellian factor than the lie. Allow yourself to decompress from all the bullshit. Okay? Stop it with the Islam and the ace. Every time I see one of you talking about ace, do you know what the fuck you're really saying? Like, really learn about what it is that's being regurgitated, instead of just accepting it because you feel like it felt good and you got around a bunch of idiots talking about a certain book. Instead of steeping yourself into about 5,000 books to actually learn something and follow the trail, the crumbs, the breadcrumbs, the trails to show you exactly what it is you're saying and what you're doing. If you say ace to me, I'm not going to respect that. I'm going to look at it like, oh, I hope they just keep coming and listening. Okay? DJ, what's up, baby? Pierre Branson, yeah. Camille lays it down, man. Yeah, Sharon Wilson, I got to make sure. Quiet Storm, Sean, what's up, beloved? I want to say hi to everybody. Hello, or, greet everybody. See you, salutations. Marcus, what's up, beloved? Tara Jones, I got you. DC and love. Yeah, I got you, brother. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But people just need to know these things. Only people I'll ever badmouth are the ones who are conflicting and confusing people. I'll badmouth the fuck out of them because I don't give a fuck about them. Y'all already know I don't have no feelings or emotions bound up in anything. I'm fortunate to have the history and the knowledge that I have. Everything was oral. It was oral. Look, it was oral history for a reason. Oratory. You know what I'm saying? For a reason. Because there's a lot of fakers who want to know and they keep doing things that it shouldn't be. And so to have it here and to make sure the Rolodex is crisp and then to research further things is more prudent to the fiction of existence that most people live in. Right now, right? Every time I watch people doing great things and they're making a bag and they make their first million and whatever, and I hear them pray and they says, thank you, Jesus Christ. It lets me know they don't know history. It lets me know they don't know the truth. When I have people sitting there talking about, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you know the greeting. Whether it's salam alaikum, walaikum assalam, rahman, whatever, right? Why is it that they don't know before that? When people come up, how? I told you breath. When you say the Creator's name, it is life. It is breath. Wow, it's light. What is light? Frequency. What is frequency? Energy. What is energy? What are you? Light. But that's why I read to you about the pineal gland. About the calcification, the reason that you don't see it. The benefit of frequencies of healing. When I talked about cancer, 100,000 to 300,000 frequency, that level. to cure, disrupt, and break down those things of cancer, which is natural, but the chemicals and everything else processing creates the thing that cannibalizes itself, which is cancer, cannibalization. But the system, the madness, nobody really pays attention because everybody thinks they know everything. I'm not even tapping into the source. I'm just a little filament. You dig what I'm saying? And people have a hard time because the contesting is just so remarkably not remarkable. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have to allow ourselves to walk in our truth, which is, sadly, the hardest thing to do, is to walk in our truth. Now I'm going to get into some old mythical stuff and let you, I wanted to read this to you. I've been wanting to read this to you for a while, but I'm going to read this to you now because you know me, I always find things paramount or indicative to something. And I was going to read this with a certain other book. And after I read this book, I said, you know what? And I started making marks and I started marking pages and I got really deep into it and I started highlighting stuff. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just read a little bit to you. Okay. So we have here alien world order. I'm not saying ignore the narrative, but paint a picture yourself to look deep, because I'm telling you the information is within. Alien world order, the reptilian plan to divide and conquer the human race. First of all, y'all do know human literally means beast of the sea. I'm not saying it never existed. But if you go to Enoch, you can see that there was no light like the sun nor the moon when this was first created. The light was natural. It's something that y'all can imagine because they've got you looking at it 1 and 3 dimension. Yet Enoch was talking 4, 5th, and 6th dimension. For those who have a deeper understanding, when you look at 37 and 27, the reality is he took that, and that is how he created liquid, and he hardened it. That's what it states. Does it mean ice wall? No. Because you got to remember, ice and water is light too. It's energy. It's fluid, right? That's why they call it fluid. It's fluid. You see what I'm saying? And you're every part of that. To walk on it, to swim, to breathe it, as you once did. Are you paying attention? So the light was not what you think this is, nor was the sunlight. That's not what was in the original beginning of Genesis. And what does Genesis really mean? But I digress. That cigar I had, that stuff's from Pennsylvania. But like I said, my great uncle helped R.J. Reynolds to cultivate that stuff. That went all around the world because them fake ass Jews, Reynolds and them, they didn't know how to cultivate this stuff. Like I said, they were talking about we had 17 million acres got stolen. We had over 42 million in 1942 get stolen. And it only got stolen because of the lynching and the murder of the people who controlled the land and everything else by the fake ass banks and these Zionist puppets. That's why I say if you want some give back, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, it's these fake fraud motherfuckers. And that's just what it is. Right? Regardless of what you think or believe or whatever. You want to talk facts, I can lay it out. While people are still fighting one another like idiots. Now let's get into reading. It's good, Papa. I gotta pick you up another bag of cat food tomorrow. Right, this is the book. Okay. Lynn Caston. Okay. I'm not gonna show his face. He's unimportant. I'm not gonna get into all the introduction and all that. It's really long. Talking about H.G. Wells, to which y'all now know H.G. Wells was a racist. A staunch racist, supported Margaret Sanger, and he was very good friends with Rockefeller and Vanderbilt and all those guys. Okay, but we're going into part 1, the era of the first Star Wars. Okay, and of course, you know what they got is the lizard all-seeing eye. All right, what was that, brother? Cap Expression map San Diego Bay in November 2002 gave it the name of Saint. Yeah, Saint Day, November, the day of the first one. And you do know what San Diego is actually named after, right? And most of that history, even though I've read it many times, it's fictional. It's not the truth. Nobody found this land. None of them found it. It was always known. The whole world knew everybody. All right? That's just a rewrite to create a new narrative, brother. It's facts. 1,000% facts. It's like when people were talking to me about Christopher Columbus, and I was like, oh, I started saying Hernando Zarco, Fernando Hernandez Zarco. Fernando Zarco. Who is that? And I was like, oh, wow. And then I started pulling out Napoleon's real name, and they're like, man, then they find it, and they're like, oh, we didn't know. I'm like, people, nobody was an enemy then. It was just those group of fake-ass gypsies who were being educated and stealing identities, who were being led, who decided to accept something. And those are the ones who are control everything in a very small minority. All right? The world was not at war ever with ourselves and each other. That is some new shit. Nobody found nothing and everybody knew everything. Like I said, the Puri's map is not the oldest map. But it's a very good one because it shows you that we had cities out in that so-called fictional ass Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? It's good information. Let's go ahead and get into it. The green... Let me turn that off. I'm going to turn off these damn notifications. I'm getting tired of them. I have time to be about nothing. The green world and beyond. It's a call to... Well, yeah, exactly. The green world and beyond. We are not alone. The astronomers are wrong. The scientists are wrong. They are here, but we cannot see them because they hide. They hide in plain sight. We are their servants. We are their slaves. We are their property. We are theirs. Robert Morning Sky. This is the Hopi half Apache guy. If y'all remember Mr. Robert Morning Sky. Robert Morning Sky is a very unusual historian, part Apache and part Hopi. Now, you know I know some real Hopis, but we're not here for that right now. And a couple of real Apaches by the narrative, not the old fake Wild West. That was to recreate a new history that never existed. That's why they call it spaghetti. He brings not only a rare Native American perspective to researching prehistory, but also he has inherited much of his knowledge from a unique source. He was given esoteric information. Here we go with that esoteric shit, right? Esoteric information that was very carefully passed down from his grandfather. Not like me, where I can sit there and say my grandfather, my great-great-grand, my great-great-great, my great-great-great-great, my great-great-great-great, and so on. It all began with an extraterrestrial survivor of a New Mexico UFO crash. Sometime before the Roswell crash, six young Apache men found the wounded ET in the crash wreckage. This was hidden. They brought him to a desert camp on the reservation and nursed him back to health over several months. We are led to believe that this survivor was human-like and that his rescuers, were able to communicate with him in a language they both understood. This encounter brings to mind the similar meeting of George Adamski with Orthon from Venus in the California desert in 1954. Now, there's a book called The Secret History of the Extraterrestrials, and it's in chapter 1 if y'all want to get it. I got the book. We're not going to go to it. I'm not doing it with this. In that case, they were able to communicate. Now, this lady had talking about the tall ones, the blonde heads. Be mindful. There are no planets. Plane, extra terrain, plane. The word game is real, y'all, okay? So anyway, they were able to communicate successfully by telepathy. It is now commonly known that many extraterrestrial craft land in remote locations on Native American reservations in the United States, and that their occupants communicate with the residents. This doesn't work that way. Most of these are so-called government cutting people's faces off, not leaving no blood, mutilating animals before they catch people. And like you see down there in Peru and stuff like that, on the beaches and stuff like that, and Costa Rica and all that, people out, literally women and men, their faces surgically removed, no blood. I'm talking about organs, things done surgically. I'm talking precision, like for real. And they're trying, and they're finding these, and the governments know exactly what it is. So anyway, let's carry on. It is now commonly known that many extraterrestrial craft land in remote locations on Native American reservations in the United States. What's the United States? Anyway, and that their occupants communicate with the residents, who have zero interest in revealing these meetings to government authorities of any stripe. Now, one of the 6 rescuers gave Morning Sky's grandfather the detailed information about Earth's ancient history revealed by the extraterrestrial. It is extraterrestrial, terrain, okay? Anyway, it is an astounding story that appears to validate many of the conclusions of Erich von Däniken in the Chariots of the Gods series of books, but really goes way beyond those speculations. Now, the alien eventually left the desert camp and was able to live as a human, as many humanoid extraterrestrials do routinely. However, he remained in touch with his 6 friends and over time related to them the whole story of human prehistory on this planet. They called him the Star Elder. Many of you heard this, the Dogons, the Chariot, the Anahuia, and the Kree, and so on. They later learned his real name, Brickz. Now, remember we were talking about Shiki and all this other stuff? These are real names because I had a great-uncle, a great-great-uncle, who had a name similar to this. That's why we say Uncle Tandy, something, and Uncle C. I can't say no more. Even though I've had pictures and I was able to communicate them while we were well into their hundreds. You know, my youth, 114, Uncle Tandy, 114, Uncle C was 115. One way or the other. Anyway, and they said that they knew people when they were children that were over 200 and 300 years old. So we have, look at the Kheb, which is Kheb, right? Brickz spoke of the evolution of life over millions of years on a planet he referred to as the Green World, somewhere in this galaxy, which is what? Because maybe they were traveling through stargates, so that's the perception, based on what you see, instrumental to the funnel or the honeycomb, you know what I'm saying? Which he called Iridanus. I tell you, this right here is Atorea. And I know y'all have a hard time with it. It's not my problem. He said that a race of reptilian humanoids he referred to as the Kheb evolved from dragonflies over millions of years on the Green World and became the dominant species. Now, Morning Sky is not any sort of anthropologist or paleontologist, so his conclusion that the reptilian Kheb race evolved from the dragonfly on the Green World was strictly speculation based on what he was told. That type of development, superficially at least, seems highly improbable, which it is, since it stretches even Darwin's evolution, which is highly speculative in itself, to the breaking point, mind you. Now, since other evidence about the appearance of the reptilian race, especially that given by Stuart Swerdlow, who will be referenced in the following chapters, contravenes that of Morning Sky, I am inclined at this point to disbelieve that aspect of his story. Swerdlow claims that the reptilian race appeared fully developed in the Draco star system. And he speculates that they may have come from, and check this out, another universe, dimension, or time period. But he is adamant that there is absolutely no evidence of their evolution from a simpler species in this galaxy. Gala, XY, Z, right? Gala. What is Gala? Different compartments where you go and walk through, roped off to look at certain paintings and mosaics and stuff like that, or statues and prints and all that. So Gala Z is another word, a word ploy. Doesn't mean some outer space nonsense, all right? It means different departments or whatever, with stargates and all this, whatever. The way you think they got 7 CERNs up and running. Just pointing this out, okay? Excuse me. Let me get back to where I was at. Excuse me. All right. It casts a bright light on the nature of the reptilians and fully explains their character, okay? So galaxy. That being said, Morning Sky's history, beginning from the point of a fully developed reptilian species, intuitively seems correct, knowing what we now know about them. And it is definitely worthwhile to present their narrative here. It casts a bright light on the nature of the reptilians and fully explains their character. This story by Morning Sky reads in places like a fairy tale, and a reader might be tempted to discard it entirely based on that impression, mind you. However, it correlates with information from other researchers such as Alex Collier and Wes Penre, so that it fills many gaps in our knowledge about the prehistory of this so-called Earth, with information not elsewhere available. While several other writers on these subjects, especially David Icke, do talk about the reptilians, this is the only source of information on their history and deserves to be given serious consideration. In his book Eden, Atlantis, and the UFO Myth, Morning Sky, speaking as the wise teacher Pierre to his pupil Matul, much like Socrates speaking to Plato, he states, and here we go, listen. The early Cab humanoids were tall and rather slender, but their slim build was deceptively powerful. They were very limber and fast, capable of running on narrow trails and passing through this thin passages, and they could fly up and down, side to side, and so fast that they seemed a blur. They also had long, sharp claws on their hands that they were developing. They could cut and rip with savage quickness, and they had large square jaws with sharp, rigid teeth that could cut a limb off with one snapping bite. They had powerful legs that let them run quickly and leap through the air with extraordinary speed and agility. Their emotionless black eyes could intimidate the hardiest enemy warrior. And remember, Matu. They could fly. The drone Cashapp were among the most vicious creatures of the green world. They were efficient and deadly hunters, and they were cold-blooded killers of all the species that would evolve on the green world. It was the reptilian B humanoids, the Cab, Kheb, who would rise to become the most dominant life form of the world. Now, I heard about these individuals when I was in Arab countries, so-called Arab countries, and also when I was Cordoba, Spain, Morocco. Well, I think it was Cordoba, and Greece. The same word. Oh, and even Palestine. Now, as the millions of years of their evolution continue to go by, we can just say Cab, okay? People lost most of the very distinct reptilian and insect features of their ancestors, but not all their physical traits disappeared entirely. Though the height began to vary slightly, the Cab people generally remained tall and quite slender. And as is the case with all beings born of reptilian ancestors, they possessed little or no hair on their bodies, and they had very little hair on their heads. Their torsos retained the hourglass shape of their long ago dragonfly bee ancestors, per se, and males had broad chests with narrow waists, large and powerful buttocks with strong thighs and tapering calves. Now, reptilian females had the same shape but with a more delicate and feminine curve to their bodies. Sounds like I'm watching the original James Kirk Star Trek, on the Enterprise, when he's out there fighting and falling in love with some funny looking lizard woman. Their faces were still triangular, tapering to a pronounced yet soft point. They had large dark eyes, larger than most humanoids, and they possessed an almost hypnotizing beauty. Their mouths were also larger than most beings, but with smaller lips. When closed, the mouth of the reptilian people seemed almost to disappear. And though they had lost the extremely large fangs of their ancestors, their teeth were still long and sharp and quite functional. The long proboscis used to drain the blood of their victims was also gone. That's the vampire. There's history going back to 1940 something about vampire, like aliens, UK and here in Americas and so on. Anyway, it was also gone. It had given way to an angular nose, sharp and narrow, and it too was strangely appealing. You know, like the gecko, or what is, or the, so when you think about the Komodo, that would give you a more distinct look of what consorts to the beginning. Because you know, when you're in environments, you change. I don't care who you are. Okay? And so you go from that, then you go down the line, and then you come to this geckos. Now, if you've been paying attention to the different geckos out there, not the African lizard, you see the slenderness and everything that they have. And if you ever looked at the geckos that get to grow immensely, and all their offspring have been living with people, put them aside that of the wild gecko and the gecko raised in the cage or in the home, you're going to see a total change. Okay? They have a picture of Robert Morningsky all dressed up, looking like he's part of Mardi Gras. Okay? The way our people dress. Not saying that he's not one of ours mixed up, because there are many Native Americans, hundreds of thousands of us speaking up now and saying, no, they know who we are. Isn't that kind of funny? Yet you still have these hold-ons, these posers, right? These individuals who are not. It's real weird, ain't it? It may surprise you, Mato, which kind of sounds Hawaiian or Fijian, Mato. But the reptilian people were a physically beautiful people. Their limbs were graceful, their bodies were alluring and shapely. And with their large dark eyes and fluid walk, the reptilian females were known to be some of the most beautiful women in the galaxy, in the gala that you see. The reptilian people were handsome and fearsome, beautiful and deadly, and they could fly. In ceremony, when dressed in their flowing robes, in the best finery, don't start thinking about that thing. What's that damn squirrel? You know, from the flying squirrel. Okay, let me carry on. Anyway, and they could fly in ceremony when dressed in their flowing robes in the best finery their world had to offer. The male and female reptilians could hover slightly, almost, what do they call those? Sugar gliders? As if on angelic wings, but they wore the hand of death itself, hidden in shining gossamer. There were many wars between the various reptilian warrior species in the green world, but the Keb rose to ultimate power. The ability to fly made the major difference in their victories, Morningsky says. As he states, without fail, the success or failure of the reptilian armies always hinged on the extraordinary ability of the drone warriors to maneuver in flight. Males and females alike could fly on wings that seemed far too delicate to carry their lanky bodies. They were exceptionally quick on the ground, but in the air the reptilians had no peer. Now, from a distance, the approaching armies of flying warriors looked like a huge black cloud of giant dragonflies, a faint angry buzzing betraying their intent. All right? Laying for, okay? But even though the enemy might visually detect them while still some distance away, in the blink of an eye, the reptilian winged warriors covered the ground that separated them from their enemies. In less than a heartbeat, the viciousness of the reptilian warrior descended on his enemies like the wrath of a cruel and bloodthirsty god. Next, we're going to read the ascendancy of the Eneke, and that was also in Beyond the Ice Walls. I just find it interesting that there's not only writings and ratings, and I'm not here to talk about and deliberate on what me and my friends saw, and some of them are still kind of a little bothered and scared. Not everybody's built the same. But all over Earth, there are carvings and walls and hidden places, even things that I've seen that I would question. This might make this, but then you realize nobody else has seen it. And we're talking about some very distinct things. In so-called South America, there are ceremonies and dances to the appreciation of these things, even in the ancient oldest pyramids here on this soil. And even when you look at Lamech and all these other things, and even when you read Enoch, Bella and the dragon, I mean, you got the Chinese talking about their clone dragons, the things they want to hide from you. They have consummated a relationship where they look like you. Okay? And you need to know this. And I know y'all having a hard time because you really believe you know without knowing. But entrust in me when I tell you this. And there are things here that you have no idea about. I'm talking about you really have no idea about. And they are very well adapted at disliking you real quick. And you can tell by their actions. And they're very subtle about it. Y'all really need to know these things. Okay? Cathay. China. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yo, it's Yemen. Do you know what that chef meant? Chef meant. You know I speak a little Mandarin. I'm learning Cantonese. I'm reaching out to my cousin Pat and Chris. I don't know where Brian's at. So he was the oldest. And they're helping me with my Cantonese. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Shaman. To Mother Mo. And you know the Moo people, right? You know I have that. No, I have the book. Did I bring it up here? When it's called about the Cathays and the Moos and all that kind of stuff. Did I have it here? Yeah, it's downstairs. I think I have that one downstairs. So up here, I just have my art book because I was looking at some art stuff. A lot of y'all know that I am really big on art and stuff like that. And I have another book, something Behold the World a Lie. That's one of the new books that I got. I haven't showed you yet. And that's a book on my thumbnail too that you can have a go at. If you want, you can purchase it. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty good book. So Living with Art is one of my. I have so many art books. Oh, sheesh. But this is one of my favorites when you start getting Cyrilliums or you start getting the Van Gogh type, you know, stuff like that. And I'm really getting into that now. I've always been a person that's really been about deep art. But when we say in art, I'm talking about like literally drawing your hand. Like I'll put my hand like that in front of a mirror and then I'll look in the mirror and I will draw, looking in the mirror, what I see with my left hand when I usually use my right hand to draw. And I will do all the shapes, circles, squares, and everything in appropriate place. Then I'll take my right hand and start smudging the lines, and then I'll fine-tune stuff. So when you start getting into like real art, and so I'm starting to do that now with a lot of stuff dealing with lizards and drag. But I'm not here to make up anything like H.R. Giger and all that stuff. You know, the aliens and all that other stuff. There is real history in art books if you would take the time to actually consummate a relationship with them. And you know, and this is my Mark Gitman, okay? And it's a very good book. But so that book's downstairs. But it's pretty interesting as well. And I'm not here to say what is real or what is not. Tartary was built to stave off something. The bells and everything were for healing. Why would people need to heal so quick? Why did they want people not to heal and be weak? Listen to me. When they descend upon you, the majority of you have no way to fight back. You don't listen to us who know. You refuse to come together. It's not my fault. Or anybody else's that you didn't listen to. It's not my fault. I warned you. Like I said, you really don't know me. So I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. And who else came in? Slit Lips, all kind of names, but a lot of them look like you right now. All right? Draconia is Dracone's Major. Max V, what's up, beloved? The Purest Reese Map. Thank you, beloved. And there's some older than that. Awesome, because it shows you Africa from where the foreign soil that buries a lot of cities and stuff. All that down there was nobody there. There was no Sierra Leone. There was no none of that. There was no fake Cape Hope and all that. That's nothing. They had capitals too. I think one or two still stands over there. We built. MLL Sloop. What's going on, beloved? What's the name of that? Oh, the Purist Map. Okay, thank you for putting it up, DJ. Appreciate that, beloved. Call to order. That's right. But I appreciate you guys. 188 ley lines. There's a lot more, but and y'all know, I got to pull it out, right? I know people be like, "You Red, how come?" I says, "Look, man, it costs a lot of fiat, and I'm not gonna play with it. I just want to pull something out. I actually got a couple of them now, but when I went over to the library to attempt to shrink and everything, it was impossible. They were saying, "You need to take a picture. You need to." And I was like, "I ain't doing all that." There's a lot of truth here. Okay? A lot of truth. A whole lot of truth, y'all. And there y'all are, in the center as usual. And they have all these individuals from other places they brought. I mean, there's all these other individuals, and they really think they're you, and they're going to play it up in their ignorance, not really knowing the truth or how we all came together to stop the absurdity. And you better believe there's good things out there and there's bad things. And right now, you're dealing with the bad things. And the individuals, if they're you, who have who betray you because there are deep perversions, if you get what I'm talking about. If you can't see that, there's nothing I can do about it. Anytime anybody's listening to a man who looks like a woman or a woman that acts like a man, you got some serious issues, y'all. Especially based upon some fake government that says this is what you would do. You would listen to me, or I'll be back. Like, that shows that people aren't really with their own will, and they're not instructive, they're not intuitive, and they have actually pretty much succeeded. The other thing I wanted to point out, the CIA and the government and scientists, these whack-one bastard motherfuckers, what do you want? Get in here. I'll come over there and snap your head off. Anyway, right? He's scared of me sometimes. But anyway, remember I was telling you when I was stating this, now somebody's listening. I was saying they were doing things with frequencies, cutting monkeys' heads off and all that, putting probes and stuff on people and putting electrodes and controlling them, and they were cutting eyeballs out and studying them and keeping them functioning and finding a way to be able to look through without being able to see the truth of the so-called soul. And they kept experimenting, and they would use the sounds and everything else, and they got to the point where they could manipulate the light on the TV and on your phone. And they did away, remember we were talking about the blue screen? Remember they have They Live was a documentary, and those shades, the man that created it disappeared, right? And they got rid of it. I would advise y'all to immerse yourself in experimentation, to find natural pigments and things. You got to remember what you do in the mixing of all that. There's chemical reactions. There's natural and unnatural as far as the narrative of what you think. I'm not saying go and blow yourself up. That's kind of stupid. Y'all got to figure some things out. Y'all are creators. Regardless of how you got the information or whatever it was. But y'all need to tap back into this. You dig what I'm saying? This is your land. This is your soil. Nobody can tell you different. Trust me. Okay? Y'all have been manipulated for so long. Everyone has been manipulated for so long. It's beyond the scope of what you can imagine. And you fought back, and you could have won. But you got enemies always inside the gate. Always trying to be friendly and loving and caring to motherfuckers. So appreciate y'all taking the time. Appreciate the donations. Keep them coming in. I ain't bought no books. I don't know if anybody else sent something. I'm getting all kind of notifications. But what I'll do is, I'll wait because I really want to get out of here by at least next month. I really want to be gone down there, renting backhoes and shit like that. Not spending money on bullshit. Hopefully a few other people. I really want T to get here. I know it'll be closer to a lot of you guys who I've discussed things with. We've talked down there where y'all can make the trip over there way, and y'all so lazy to come up here. Olmec came here, but he has a paint company and he's doing what he's got to do. But we need people to come, breathe the air, see the land, and put their boots or their feet down. You're actually kind of late, but still, there's a lot of possibilities for certain things. You dig what I'm saying? And I appreciate you guys. Okay? Let me see here. I don't know. I didn't look at any donations other than what I said. If I sent love back and you saw it, then that means you paid attention. Okay? So, who was it? It's loading slowly. So, not the wire. There we go. Yeah, Omek, appreciate it, beloved. I replied. So, web receipt. Okay. All right, web receipt. Boom. Done. There we go. Just wanted to make sure I took a picture of it. Appreciate that, beloved. And I think Zuri, appreciate you too, hon. Oh, brother. I don't know. Zuri sounds female, but the Zuri's a man's name too. But I met a Zuri guy when I was it Belarus? Germany? Was it Russia? I forget. So Zuri is a very common name, male and female. So appreciate you, brother. If you're a brother or sister, you can always let us know in the chat. Sienna Smith, I know I got you. I appreciate you. You really came through as well. So I appreciate you guys for the donations. Please keep it coming, because when I order these books, regardless of whatever I'm going to crack out and spend, I really want to get what, because like I said, I got 3. I don't know what it is. It could be a box with 5. It doesn't say what it is. I wasn't getting no notifications after this last update. My phone's been sticking. A cracked line went through. I don't know what it is with black marks. So it shows me that these things are bothered, and they, you know, I'm always getting this little goofy numbers talking about hi. Is this so-and-so? Like all the time, I just block the numbers. Like these things, they're stupid and pressed, and they don't really know who they're fucking with. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to play a little music so we can sign off of here. And I turn it on. Yes, sir. And I want to play ToLU'S joint, because that thing is banging. All my brothers' music. And I have some other ones I just haven't played yet. It's magnificent. DJ, I'm going to play yours, but I got to be careful. I got to reorganize your music, the ones that you fully made, and then the other ones I always kept getting strikes on because you sampled other music. And I'll make sure to put those on the side, which are awesome too. All right? But right now, I can play anything I want. Now, they're telling me in 2.5 months I can go ahead and remonetize. Why the fuck would I want to remonetize when I haven't done nothing wrong, and it's lies because some fake-ass Jew and some little homosexual working for YouTube, or some fake punk-ass rainbow nigga they hired recently in their 20s or 30s working behind the scenes felt some kind of way. I don't give a fuck about feelings and emotions. And they won't be around long. They better correct themselves is all I got to say. I don't give a fuck what they think they are or who they think they are. That's what they better do.
Resistance. Warrior spirit. TRU Island.
That's right, brother.
This is for my peoples.
That's right. Fuck this city shit. Time to get back to nature. That's right.
Too much hate.
Damn right.
Too much faking. Too much grand staging.
We adults. There ain't no children in here.
Too much land
Fucking faggots.
Too much
I got these goofy ass. Not all gay people are fucked up. I know some, man. They some solid motherfuckers. I don't care what they do behind doors. That's the time we living in. Well, won't nobody dictate shit.
Celebrities too, heavenly bodies that you stargazing, dilated peoples, stark amazement, top chart chasing, your heart racing, spellbound, too much dark sayings. Am I sharing too much in my paint can graffiti art, spraying too much to spark in the dark basement day, breaking too much, these minds operate too much ego, way too much for me, yo. Now with all the fake check-ins, either you from the soil or you're not.
Either you from the soil or you're not. I don't want to hear that we born here shit. Y'all the most confused motherfuckers. We born here. So the fuck right.
Engine land session agreements, a fake space. Fuel engine change days to purposely misplace you in. Shouting, tax you on your own. Land engine, you a child, not a grown woman, a grown man engine. In fact, you black, you that person in all caps on them contracts. Legal fiction, non-living show. Damn, engine, how long will you let them debase you, deface you? And engine, no one is coming to save you. A great new world awaits you, engine. They intend to continue to rape and enslave you, bound to a remix of religion. A graven image that reset the same station. They played you, engine, and say unseen hand. You just wait, can't slay you, engine. But it's the return of the ancient ones. We back. Hold fast, let me get that. Out with that. Gift rap, not with rhetoric. Chit chat, shit that go back and forth on platforms for a itch or scratch. Rich that for a Kit Kat or a Big Mac. Temporary conshipment that don't kiss back. Shit sweat. We here to get our shit back. Restoration of what was overthrown. American engines, old organic gold, that provolone. Home alone, all foreigners gone. Shafati, shoot, Hebrew, Muslim, Mason, Moorish, cornerstone. Fraternal orders up, harsh room. You know substantial foundation, flawless zone. Bottomless pit up, broken promises. Home through landlines or cordless phones. Lines lay lies, aligned with constellations. Rocks cry out till the land, till the sword is gone and corn is grown. The war is on. Power is strong. Show. With all farms off the land. It includes all you corporations, all you different nationalities. Anything that isn't American engine, you need to get the fuck off. You playing this time. We understand exactly what y'all motherfuckers do. I'll kick you up.
Rule my pain medication, baby. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. We ain't doing that there, boy. No, I'm letting this play, and they need to play the way it's supposed to play. And don't even try me like that, goddamn. There we go. There we go.
Indigenous resistance. Warrior spirit. TRU Island. This is for my peoples. Too much debate, too much hating, too much faking, too much grand staging, too much handshaking, too much land taking, too much manipulating. Too much you can, but you shaking. Too much of a friend, yet you stuck through Nathan. Complain too much instigating, too much insinuating. You too much of an agent. Celebrities, heavenly bodies that you stargazing. Dilated peoples, stark amazement. Top chart chasing, your heart racing. Spellbound, too much dark sayings. Am I saying too much in my paint can graffiti art? Spraying too much to spark in the dark basement day. Breaking too much, these mobs operate through too much ego, way too much for me, yo. Now with all the fake check-ins.
All the fake check-ins.
Either you from the soil or you're not. And this ain't even a half. They displace you engine, replace you engine, erase you through paper. Genocide engine, land session agreements, a fake space. Few engine change dates to purposely displace you engine. X shouting, tax you on your own. Land engine, you a child, not a grown woman, a grown man engine. In fact, you black, you that person in all caps on them contracts. Legal fiction, non-living show. Damn engine, how long will you let them debase you, deface you? And engine, no one is coming to save you. A great new world awaits you, engine. They intend to continue to rape and enslave you, bound to a remix of religion. A graven image that reset the same station. They played you vision and say unseen man. You just wait, can't slay you engine. But it's the return of the ancient ones. We back.
They ain't never went nowhere.
Hold fast, let me get that. Out the with that. Gift rap, not with rhetoric. Chit chat, shit back or back and forth. On platforms for an itch or scratch. Rich stack for a Kit Kat or a Big Mac. Temporary conshipment that don't kiss back. Shit's whack. We here to get our shit back. Restoration of what was overthrown. American engines, old organic gold, not provolone. Home alone, all foreigners gone. Shafati, shoot, Hebrew, mush, Mason, Morris, cornerstone. Fraternal orders up, Horace Rome. You know substantial foundation, flawless zone. Bottomless pit up, broken promises. Home through landlines or cordless phones. Lines lay lines, aligned with constellations. Rocks cry out till the land, till the sword is gone and corn is grown. The war is on. Our is wrong. Show. With all foreigners off the land. That includes all you corporations.
Fuck off or get it together. Get fucked up. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Get the fuck off. We're gonna stay exactly what y'all motherfuckers do.
Guaranteed.
I'll kick you up.
Over here threatening people with fake medicine, this, that, and the other, trying to kill and killing and hurting people. Fuck that shit.
Indigenous resistance.
I mean, I enjoy it. It's about the end. I don't give a fuck what people think. Think about all the ammo, think about all the shit, mix up, nah, it don't matter. Get all the armor, it don't matter.
This is for my peoples. Drug. Too much debating, too much hating, too much faking, too much grand staging, too much handshaking, too much land taking, too much manipulating. Too much you can, but you shaking. Too much of a friend, yeah, you stuck from Nathan.
I can't do this right yet. I gotta go outside, get my walk on.
Too much insinuating. You too much of an Asian.
You know what I mean?
Celebrities too. Heavenly bodies got you stargazing. Dilated peoples, stark amazement. Top chart chasing, your heart racing. Spellbound, too much dark saying.
I'm about to let you up. Give me a walk on. Hey, look, I'm gonna shut it down. Appreciate y'all, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the little read and everything. Like I said, I got about 15-20 more minutes to record, and I might upload it. I might upload that tonight. I might upload it tomorrow. It depends on what I feel like doing. All right. So yeah. You already know, man. Anthony Lowe, what's up, beloved? Tara Jones, salute. What's going on, beloved? So it's good that everybody, good to see you all up in here. I appreciate you guys. Alright, so anyway, sisters, brothers, alright, we'll see you guys later. And remember, be mindful, alright, be willful, sit back, decompress, reevaluate, let yourself step into another thing. Not everybody's a good speaker or talker, so don't go running your mouth and thinking you got everything, you're going to be able to deal with certain things. You need to be around like-minded, same circle individuals so you can better acclimate and have a different network. Alright? Check y'all out later, alright?